Well, good morning, everyone, team. Let's start the session for today. So we waited for close to 5 minutes. Let's other people join parallelly so that we can start the session meanwhile, team. So in the yesterday session and in the day before, we had two demos in the about the application team. And as part of that, we were discussing about the introduction to the ERP, and then we have seen introduction about our Oracle Fusion HCM applications, like when Oracle introduced this product in the market, and what are the prior ERPs available in the market before to the Fusion. Okay. And then we spoke about deployment models that we have in this technology, like what are the three deployment options within the cloud, like SaaS, IaaS, and PaaS models. And also we spoke about the Fusion environment releases team, like what is the upgradation policy cycle that Oracle will follow in every year, how many upgrades that Oracle will provide for this application, and every release when Oracle coming up, what is the version sequencing they are following, that we have seen team. And then we have also seen what are the modules that we are having in the system, in the entire HCM application. What are the modules we have in the system from the point of functional and from the point of technical aspects we have seen team. And in yesterday's demo, I have explained you the concept of certification in the system, how the certification concept with respect to this Oracle Fusion HCM cloud applications is there, that I explained you. And then in the yesterday's session, I also introduced it to you the documents part, like where you can access the standard Oracle documentation that we have seen team. And then I have introduced it to you the application also yesterday, like as it is a cloud-based deployment option. Whenever a client or a customer buy this product from Oracle, how the application will be delivered to them. Okay. And what are the different names that we will be calling that application as? Like we can call it as environment, server, instance, link, URL. I told you, right? We can call them with different names that I told you. And also I told you, when a customer buy this subscription or the license from Oracle, what are the applications that the customer will get delivered with, like production environment, test environment, right? And what we will be doing in production, what we will be doing in test environment. If any additional environment they want, then customer can buy additionally, that is dev environment, that I told you team. And how to understand which is production, which is test, and which is dev environment, by looking at that URL. Only we have pod number means that is production. Pod number / test, it is test environment. Pod number / dev, it will be dev environment. By looking at that URLs or the links, we can understand what is that environment or the pod it is, right? These all we have seen yesterday team. And also I started with the basic introduction to the application also team, like how to log in into the system, how the look and feel of the application will be, what are the basic cosmetic level features on the main home screen, like what is meant by Springboard, what are the functional areas we have, and the grouping of the functionalities, like functional areas, then sub-functional areas, and the tasks under them. These all we have seen yesterday team. Now today, we are going to start with our regular sessions team. We completed our two demos yesterday and day before yesterday. And today we are going to start with actual classes or the regular classes. So what is the very first topic that I want to take up in our training team? Not even in the training. When you go for the real-time implementation also team, the very first module or the concept you have to be working on will be security administration in the system. Before you start configuring any functional modules team, the very first concept that you will be working on or you have to be configuring in the system will be security administration concept or the module team. What is this security administration is about? Let me explain you team. what is meant by security administration in Fusion application. Okay, when we're talking about this concept of security administration, we have to be talking about two concepts, team. Just give me a second. Trying to connect my laptop to the internet. Okay. So when we're talking about the concept of security administration in Fusion system, team, in security, we have to talk about two concepts, or the entire security will be dealing with two concepts, team. What are they? One is user account management, and the other one is, team, role management. So if anyone asks you what you will be doing in the security area or in the security administration in the Fusion application, security administration in the Fusion application will be dealing with these two things: user account management and role management in the system. Okay, what is this user account management dealing with, team? How the user accounts will get created in the system. See, team, this is my application. This is my application. Let me come out. Okay, for the other batch, we are in the payroll for the morning batch. So, right. So once we log in into the system, I mean, once I copy paste this URL or the application anywhere in my browser, what it is prompting me, it is asking me for my user ID and password. So my user is John.Anderson and I have my password. So when I give my user ID and password and when I click on sign in, I could able to log in into the system. Correct. How this user accounts for the workers or the users will get created in the Fusion application, team? That is what we are going to see. See, now I could able to log in into the system with my user account credentials. How that user accounts will get created in the system, that we are going to see in this user account management section. So when we going for an implementation, team, I want to talk about here two types of users. Who are them? Users means people who use the application, team. We have different types of users available, team, who are using the application. Types of users. Who are they? One is client side employees. One is customers employee or client employees. Client employees. So our client, let's suppose, is Tata Group, team. Okay. All the employees in that organization, they should have access to the application, right? Because every employee has to do their different day-to-day activities. They want to apply the leaves, or they want to check their pay slips, or they want to give their performance evaluations, or they want to check their personal information, employment information, whatever it is, team. They have to get access to the portal. So these people, the client side employees, we will call them as end users to the application, team. We will call them as end users to the application. Means all the employees of our client organization who are working and who require access to the application, team, or who are using the application in their day-to-day life, that people will be called as end users to the application. People who are using the application in their day-to-day life, they are our client employees or the end users. Then one more type of users we'll have, team, implementation users. Implementation users. Who are these people, team? Implementation users, it's we. We in the sense, we are going to implement the client's application, team. Let's suppose, team, we are working in Deloitte. Okay. We are working in Deloitte and the client is Tata Group. Okay. Now Tata bought the license from Oracle and Tata given the project to Deloitte for implementing the application accordingly as per their business requirement. Now we are working in Deloitte as the consultants on HCM team. So we are mapped to that respective project of Tata Group. So we will be called as implementation users. Means what, team? We are not the employees of Tata Group. We are employees of Deloitte. Deloitte is the implementation partner for Tata Group to implement this solution or this product according to their requirement. So implementation users means people who are working in the application on the configuration side. End-to-end configurations of each module will be done by the implementation users team. So typically, these are the users which will be there for the application team. First of all, implementation users will configure the system, implement the system as per the client's requirement, and we will hand over the system to the client. So once the client start using the application team, all their employees will start using the application for their day-to-day transactions in the business. So these are end users. So when we come to user account creation team, we have to see these both areas. How the user accounts for implementation team or the implementation users will get created, and how the user accounts for the employees of our client will get created. These two people, how their user accounts gets created, we have to see team. So we are much interested here team as of now, because we got the project and now we are about to start the configurations in the system. So in order to get access to the system team, all of our team members, all of our implementation team members should require access to the system, should require their user accounts created in the system. So that only we can have access to the application, we can log in with our credentials, and we can start implementing our modules one by one, like core HR, absence, payroll, right team? In order to start these configurations team, first of all, we should be having our user accounts in the system. So how that user accounts will get defined in the system, I'm going to start our topic with that team. So in security administration team, first we have to talk about user account management, like how the user accounts will be created in the system. So implementation users means we who are going to implement the client application team. So all of our team members should be having their user accounts created. And at the same time, once we completed our configurations, all modules we implemented, we hand over the system. And every day employees are hiring in the organization. How for that employees, the user accounts will be created. Both the things I'm going to tell you team. So first I will talk about implementation users account. Means for the implementation company consultants like we, when we are in the project, for our team members, how we will get access in the system. Basically team, client side, there will be IT head, okay, who will be called as IT administrator or system administrator team, client side. So client side people will create one user and will give to our team. And by using that user team, we have to create the user accounts for all of our teams. Let's suppose team, John Anderson is the user account which I got from the client. When client giving the user account to our team, client will give with all the access to that one. I will talk about that access here team. With every provisions, everything, client given me the user account called John Anderson team. Now by using that account, we have to create the user accounts for all of our team members. In HCM team, we have 4 functional consultants and 2 technical consultants. Then financials is there. They have 4 or 5 consultants. Then supply chain is there. They are having some 5 to 6 consultants. And some OIC also there in the implementation phase. Then there are 3 or 4 OIC consultants are there. This is all our team from the implementation company who are working on the client's application team. So for all of our team, we have to be created with the user accounts. How that will be done? Let us start team. The entire security in the Fusion application can be handled in a one single concept called a team, security console. There is something called security console where you can find team. After you log in into the system, this is the home screen you will land upon. I told you this, we will call it as springboard, right? Now go to the right, click on this right arrow, then you will find something called team tools. Okay, go to tools. Under tools, you have something here, team, a sub-functional area called security console. So tools is a functional area. Under tools, we have a sub-functional area called team security console. This is what I am telling, security console. Come to security console. Okay. And then team, you will land upon that security screen. Now you land upon this particular screen when I click on security console. Now here on the left hand side, you can see several options coming up. We have roles, users, analytics, certificates, single sign-on, administration, couple of things. Team. Here you have something called users. You should go to users team. Go to users. Then you will be landing upon user accounts. Now, as an admin, if you want to check in the system, what are all the user accounts that are having, you can search here team. But if you want to create a new user account in the system for any implementation consultant or anyone, you should come to this user account, and then team, we have something called add user account. Okay, go to add user account here so that you can create your new user account in the system. Okay, okay. Sorry, Noman, I didn't get you. What is your question? Are we logging in like you have logged in or just watching? You will be logging in. The access once we share to you, you can practice these things. You can create your user account and you can log in. Okay. So I came to add user account team. In order to define the new user account, this is the page where we should come. And then here team, associated person information. By default, person type associated will come as none team. So here is the differentiation between the implementation user and the client side end users will be coming up, employees. See team, we are the implementation users. Means we are not the employees of Tata Group. We are what team? We are the employees of Deloitte, but working for the client, Tata. So we are not the employees in the Tata Group team. So we should not be having any employee record created in the system. All of our team members will have just user accounts to access the application for starting the implementation of all modules. Our team members or the implementation users or the implementation team will have only just user accounts in the system. No worker record or employee record will get created for our team. But whereas team, for employees in the organization, okay, if you are hiring the employees in the system, they are the client side employees. They should also require the user account, right? If you are creating a user account for them, then person type, you choose it as worker. The moment you choose worker team, one more field will come. See, the moment you choose worker, it is asking worker name. And I have a magnifier search. See, I can search whoever the employees already hired in the system in the core HR module. You can find that workers data here too. So let's say I can search with any employee with the name of John. See, I could able to see some employees data in the system. John Bernard, John Connor, John Smith. Okay, these all are the employees already hired in the system. If you want to create the user accounts for the employees, then you have to keep person type as worker. Then in the worker name, search the employee and proceed creating the user account for them. But currently, I am not creating the user accounts for client side employees or the end user team. I am starting with the topic of creating the user accounts for our implementation team. For us, how the user accounts will get created. Keep it as none, because we are not the employees in the client's organization team. We will be not hired in the system as an employee. So our data will not be available as a worker team. Associated person type, keep it as none. We require just a user account. No employee record or worker record created for us team. Only user accounts for all of our team members will have in the system. So person type, keep it as none. Make sure account information, you are keeping it as active. Don't keep it locked and create team. If you create your user account by keeping locked, it is of no use. User cannot use the credentials until unless it is unlocked. So keep it active, and then team, in the user information level, the category by default will come with this option of default. I will tell you what is that. We have a separate thing. Probably next 15-20 minutes, I'm going to talk about that user category. Let it be as of now. So here team, first name I'm giving it as Kumar, and last name I'm giving it as TrioTech. First name Kumar, last name TrioTech. Now see team, the moment I go to next field, automatically the username will taken up with some combination. See, now I'm keeping my cursor on email. The moment I came to email, automatically username taken up with a format. What is the format it has taken, team? First name dot last name. Kumar dot TrioTech. Who told that system should take the format of first name dot last name? My client is telling, Kumar, in my application, username or user ID for the application for every employee should be their email ID. Then why system taken up first name dot last name? We have a setup team. Here there is something called user category default, right? User category default we have team. So in this user category, we are going to define all the security or the user account related rules in the system. So I will talk about this concept later, team, so that you can understand. Okay, first name, last name I have given. So automatically username taken up with the combination of first name dot last name. We can change this combination team. We can go to email, or you can go to employee number. We can choose out of our choice as per our client requirement. As of now, in this instance, the username generation rule kept as first name dot last name. That is why automatically when I gave first name and last name, the combination taken up with this one. Where we can set up this username generation rule, that all will come in next 15 minutes team. Okay, first name dot last name is my username. Okay, then password. What is the password you want to set up for your user you are creating? I'm giving some test at the rate 123. Okay, then confirm password also. I'm confirming the same password, right? So these are the informations that are sufficient for creating the user account team. First name, last name, password, and confirm password. This is the username, and this is the password and confirm password. This is advanced settings team. It is an optional. Enable access for single sign-on. What is that team? We have a concept called single sign-on in all the companies. Usually, some of the companies, I can say, not all companies, there will be a concept of single sign-on team. Means what? Several tools client-side people will be using, like starting with their Microsoft Outlook, then this Fusion application, and they might use Microsoft Teams, or they might use any other service now or any other ticketing tools. They can integrate for all the tools they are using. The employees might have a common user ID and password. Means in the system, if they log in with their user ID and password in any of the tool, for rest of all the tools also, the same user ID and password can be taken up. That is single sign-on team. But that is not our cup of soup to discuss, because core HCM people will not be working on that. Technical team will be there who are going to work on that single sign-on enablements. We are not talking about that one. Now see team, user account creation, we have given our respective information. Then there is something here called team roles. What is this role sphere team? This is one important thing everyone should understand. In Fusion application, entire security concept is working on a single concept called RBAC. RBAC. RBAC stands for Roles Based Access Control. What is RBAC stands for? Roles Based Access Control. Means team, now you are creating a user called Kumar kumar.triotech. You are creating a user called kumar.triotech. This is the user you are creating in the system. Okay. Now, kumar.triotech user, when he logging into the system, to what screens he will have access to? The question is, to what functional areas, to what modules, to what functionalities Mr. Kumar should have access in the system. So the entire access for the users will be coming from the concept of roles team. For every module you take in the system, okay, these are the functional modules are there, like as of now, let me list out these things. For every module team, Oracle standardly defined certain roles in the system. Okay. So you take an example of core HR team. For core HR and absence module together, Oracle given the roles like human resource manager. Okay. Then human resource specialist. Okay. Then human resource analyst. Okay. For core HR, absence, and for talent modules. These are the roles Oracle given. For payroll, there are roles that Oracle given like payroll manager, then payroll administrator. We have the roles like this, Oracle given for payroll module. Then you take compensation module. Then you have something like compensation admin or administrator or compensation manager. Like that, you have roles available team. Then if you go to OLC, then you have something called learning specialist. Like that, you have a role available. If you go to ORC, then you have recruiter or recruiting manager or recruiting specialist. Like that, you have a couple of roles for recruiting module. Then for help desk and safety, you have separate roles. So what is our team? For each functional areas in the system, for each modules or the functional areas in the system, Oracle standardly delivers certain roles in the system team. So whenever you creating the user account in the system, if you want to give access to the functionalities of these modules for that user, you have to assign the respective roles to that user account. That is why I'm telling in Fusion application team, the concept of security is working on a concept called roles-based access control. If anyone from e-business suite background, there used to have responsibilities, correct? But in Fusion system, replacing responsibilities, Oracle came up with a concept called roles. For every module, Oracle given the seeded standard rules. If you want to give access to these modules in the system, the setups or the configurational screens of these modules, the user should get enrolled with all the respective module related roles team. So whenever you creating a user account, creating user account will not help you. Nothing user can have access to the system team. While you creating a user account, come to the role section and add the roles team. Click on add role and then you can search your roles that what Oracle delivered by default in the system. So like how we have these roles team, we have the basic roles like employee, line manager, like that. So let me add the basic role, that is employee. See team, when I search with employee, the roles with the name employee coming up. So employee role is the basic role in the system where the user at least will have access to his own personal information team. Like he can check his own personal name, address, phone. This personal access he can able to get with the employee role team. So that basic role, first I will assign to this user and I will show you how that access concept is working in the system with respective to the roles. Okay. When you are adding the role to the user account in the practicing time, when you are practicing team, when you're searching for a role, you might get the duplicates here. See, when I search with employee team, I'm getting two roles with the name of employee team. The first line is the role name and second line will be the role code. And this role having the code starting with ORA, O-R-A, and this employee role starting with per. Whatever the role that code starting with ORA, that is the standard Oracle delivered seeded role in the system. Oracle, ORA means that is the standard role team. Whatever the other employee role you are seeing starting with per, someone duplicated this and created the custom role. Within the concept of roles team, we have the provision to customize the Oracle delivered roles. There is a concept team within the roles. We have different types of roles are there. Once we come to this topic, I will explain them. You can able to customize the Oracle delivered roles and you can create your own custom roles also team. So someone created in this instance, the employee custom role, this one. So whatever the role code starting other than with ORA, assume that that is not Oracle delivered seeded role. Someone for their practicing defined that one. So attach the Oracle delivered role to the user team, starting with ORA. Select it and click on add role membership. Now see team, I'm creating a new user account that is kumar.triotech and one role I assign to this user, employee role. Now let me click on save and close team. Okay. User account will get created in the system. And now what we will do, if you want to search whether that user account you created deployed in the system or not, in the users only, here we have user accounts area, right? You can search your user accounts team. See, I will search with kumar.triotech. Let me give a search. See team, my user account is coming up here, kumar.triotech. So from here I went and I defined the new user account. For checking whether the user created in the system or not, I came here and I searched with my user team. Kumar.triotech got created. Now what I will do team, simply I will sign out from my super user login. The John Anderson, whatever the user I have, that I'm logging out team. Then what we will do, we will try to sign in with the new user account that which we created, kumar.triotech. Correct? Password what I have given, test@123. Now I'm logging in with new user account which we created team. Let's check it out. What access I will have in the system. Click on sign in. Now my screen is loading, right? Now I will be able to log in. See my user account successfully created, Kumar TrioTech. And see team, when I log in with my user Kumar, what functionalities I could able to see? Only 4 functional areas. Me, some procurement, tools and others. Then even if I go to navigator, only that 4 functional areas I can see here team. And even when I come to this setup and maintenance, settings and action, what I'm able to see? Personalization, troubleshooting. Where is the administration section in between? Nothing is there. Even in the tools, if I come, where is the security console? No. Only this me is the main priority team. When you add that employee basic role, this me functional area, you will get full and with full-fledged, because that is a place where a user can able to check his own personal details. That we can see later what are these things. But see what access I got provisioned with this user, the basic access, not nothing much. Now what we will do is, I will try to log in back with our HR admin login, which I am having, the super user login, that is John Anderson. And we will try to add some more roles to this user Kumar. And let's check it out team. See, when I'm logging in as John Anderson team, I could able to see many functionalities here. Why these many functionalities I could able to see? The meaning is team, in this instance, this user assigned with all the roles. That is why all the access got provision to this user. See, when I come with John Anderson, how many functional areas I could able to see? And even in the tools, I could able to see security console, everything. And even in the settings and action, I could able to see the administration section. But when I log in with our Kumar TrioTech, I am not having access to any of these things. Only 3 or 4 functional areas, me, procurement, help desk, and some more. 3 or 4 only I got access. Now what we will do is go back to that security console under tools. Okay. Go to tools, then come to security console, then go to users, okay, and then search your user account team. What is your user that you created? Kumar.TrioTech. Search with your user, then team, as an admin in the system, if HR want to update any user account details of the employee, they can come to user account, search that user, then they can click on this display name, so that you will land upon edit user account details team. Like user account details tab, you will land upon. So this is the user account which we have created, Kumar TrioTech. Now come here, click on edit, click on edit. Now scroll down team. We have something called roles, right? Only employee role you add. Now what we will do, click on add role and try to add other roles team. Whatever the module related roles are there, let us try to add that role. See, human resource manager. I told you to pick up only the role code starting with ORA. Rest of the 2 are duplicates, custom roles people created in this instance. Human resource manager, then human resource specialist. Some more roles I'm trying to add team. Human resource specialist, okay. Then payroll administrator, okay. Then what else we will add team? Compensation administrator. I also want to give access to compensation module. Spelling is wrong. Compensation administrator, okay. Then benefits administrator, if you want, you can assign. Then learning specialist, in order to give access to OLC, Oracle Learning Cloud, then this particular role. Then let's say any recruiting related you want to add. See, recruiter, recruiting manager, these all things team. I'm adding that one. So see team, along with employee role, I have added further more roles also. Human resource manager, specialist, payroll admin, compensation admin, learning, recruiting, right team? I have added more roles to the user. Now let's check it out team. Click on save and close. Click on save and close. Okay. Now see, further roles also tagged to the user. Now click on done. And now you try to check out team. Let me sign out from my login, John Anderson super user login. Then click on confirm.
Yeah, I have a question. I have a
Hello.
question.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I have a question here. Yeah, if you
Please
go
tell me.
back to the same user, okay, I see uh, if you are in the no state and if you are in the state in the assign section. Why is like that?
What is it? No stage.
No state.
We'll come to that
See,
one. We'll come to that. Understood. When you're adding the role, you have a checkbox. Yes, no, something like that. You're asking that?
yes,
We'll come to
yes,
that one.
yes,
In the
yes.
next 5 minutes, I'm going to come to that one.
Okay.
First, I'm trying to show you the access, how it is working, so that I will come. Okay. So I'm
Sure.
logging
Thank you.
in with my user ID and password team. I have given kumar.triotech and password, and then let me sign in. Now let's check it out, whether any access is getting improvised. As of now, no. The reason is it is taking some time for the deployment in the backend to happen team. Usually, uh, there is a process in the system, send pending LDAP request like that. You can run that one, or else just you can wait for some time. The changes will get reflected team. So let us try. What I will do is I will try it in some incognito. Okay, because it's taking some time to get the changes reflected. Let me try it in another browser. Okay. Even if you wait for 5 minutes, it will reflect here only. Just out of my curiosity, I'm typing here kumar.triotech. Let me sign in and check out team. Go to home. Okay. Now check out team. The same user, kumar.triotech. Now when I log in, what is the access I could able to see? I could able to see my client group. I could able to see benefit administration and some more team. Then under my client groups, I can see my goals, my absences, my performance, then my payroll, my learning, okay, all these things. And my recruiting, the hiring is related to recruiting. All these things I could able to access. Now the access got improvised. The access got improvised team. How this is happened? It all depends upon the concept of rules. When the user account you create in the system, you have to assign the respective roles to that user. What access you want to provide to that user, to what screens that user should get access in the system. That will be coming from the concept of roles that we are tagging to that employee team. So now I added more rules. So some more functionalities or the module related functional areas, sub-functional areas I could able to see. Okay, now let me go back and try to log in back with my super user team. Click on confirm and let me come to John Anderson. This user having all the roles attached to him. That is why this John Anderson having access to all functional areas. For Kumar TrioTech, we have added limited roles. Only he could able to access them. Now, okay, let me go back to tools, security console, and again we'll come back to the user Kumar account team. Security console, then come to users, then search with kumar.triotech. Click on this particular user team. Now, we have some more roles that which we can list out team. As of now, Kumar is not having access to security console. See, under tools, if Kumar come, where is security console here? For security console access also, there is a role available team. Like how we have the roles for functional modules. In order to have access to security console, there is a role called IT security manager role. If this role you assign to the user, then only that user will have access to security console in the system. So if you want to give that access, along with these roles, IT security manager role should be tagged to the user. And team, along with this one, a part of these functional roles for the modules, there is something team, if you come to the right side taskbar, we have something called administration. This access is also missing to my user Kumar. See, when Kumar log in into the system, when he comes to the right side settings and action, that administration area is missing. See, only personalization and troubleshooting only come. But in order to get access to these administration, like edit pages, manage configuration, global page template, setup and maintenance, because team, setup and maintenance is something very important setup, which we will call it as our FSM task, functional setup manager task. Going forward, when we start with any module configurations, you take core HR, absence, payroll. Every day we are going to this respective task, setup and maintenance. And here is the place where we are going to search all our tasks in the system. Means you take core HR team. These are all the setup tasks we have in the core HR module. Our absence you take. These are the setup tasks which we have to configure in the system. So you will be going every day to this setup and maintenance, and you are going to search your setups and you are going to configure. So if you want to get access to this administration area team, we have a couple of roles available. Something like application, implementation, okay, consultant, application implementation consultant, then application implementation manager, then application implementation administrator. So these are the roles you have in order to get access to that administration area team. For security console, you have IT security manager. Now, if you want, I will try to add those roles also, and let me check it out, team. So I came to Kumar TrioTech, and let me click on edit. Okay. Then I will add couple of roles, team. Add roles. Then here I'm trying to search with IT security manager. So this is the IT security manager role, team. Select that and click on add role membership. And then team, application implementation implementation administrator. Okay. Then application implementation consultant. We have that role also available. See. Then application implementation manager. We have this role also available. See. So now along with our module related roles, I also added these roles team, IT security manager, then application implementation admin consultant, and I'm saving and close. Now let me sign in and let me check out team, whether any new access that Kumar getting provisioned in the system. As of now, for Kumar, if I come to tools, there is no security console coming up here. And if I come to this settings and action also, administration is not coming. Now what I will do, I will sign out once and now I will sign in team because I have added the roles to my employee Kumar or user Kumar. Let me go to this user account and let's check it out team now. Kumar.TrioTech. Now anything you can find, still it is not showing. Let me try it one more time. Slight delay is expected only. Immediately it will not show. At least it will take 2 to 3 minutes of time to get the data refreshing in the system. Now let us check out team. Now see if I come to tools. Now you could see security console is coming. Earlier it was not there. Now even if I go to settings and action, see administration section also came to user Kumar. How the access or the functionalities are getting provisioned is what we should be understanding team. Coming to the roles, Oracle by default in the system provides the standard seeded roles for all the functional areas in the system. We have to map that particular roles to the user in order to give access to those areas too. That is what the concept of roles-based access control. Whatever the roles we are tagging to the employee, the access with respective to that roles are getting provisioned to that employee team. So when you create a user account, try to keep that in mind. Just creating the user account will not suffice our requirement. We have to add the respective roles to that user so that only he will get access to all the screens. That's okay now. Now, what else we can see team further to this one? I created the user account. Now, if I click on this team as a HR admin, I'm getting a provision to check the user account details. And here team, if I click on edit, I can do necessary corrections or updations. Let's say username correction I want to do. First name, last name or email I want to update. I can able to update here team. And any new role I want to add to my user, I want to add, then I can click on add role and I can add. Any role I want to delete to my user. I don't want to give access to that employee for that role. I want to delete. Then we have a cross icon available here. See, select that role, then click on delete. Click on yes. See, that application implementation administrator remove. If I click on remove all roles will get removed at a time. See, remove all roles. Click on yes, everything removed. If you click on save and close, then all roles will be revoked from the user team. But I don't want to do that. Let me go back team. So that is about this option of removing the roles to the user here. One by one, if you remove, you can have the cross icon available team. Remove all roles means at a time it will get removed. Add role, we know. In order to add every role to the user, you can come to the add role. What is this assignable team? And there is something called auto provisioned also. Assignable is nothing but team. Whenever in the system, we have the concept of roles where we have to talk deep dive team. We have the scope of customizing that roles in the system or creating the custom roles as per the client business requirement will be done. Whenever the roles are getting defined in the system, we have an option team, whether it is a requestable or auto provisioned role. Means what team? Automatically the roles will get provisioned to the users. Whenever the hiring happening, the user accounts when that gets created in the system, roles can be auto triggered based upon certain criteria. You can set up that rules, but that topic we have to discuss explicitly in the concept of role management. First, we are focusing only on user management team. Role management, we have a separate discussion. Once we complete our functional modules, I'm going to take up a classes on security where I will talk about customizing the roles. Why? Because in the concept of roles team, we have different types of roles available. We have to talk about them also. As of now, I'm directly adding Oracle delivered roles. We have something like team, job roles, then data roles, then we have something like abstract roles, then we have something like duty roles or aggregate privileges. Okay, like that we have different types within the roles. We have to talk about them once we complete our functional modules team. Why? Because without having the understanding which module having what functionalities, you can't understand the concept of roles more deep dive. So first what we will do is we will see the user account management, how to create the user account, and we will use whatever the standard Oracle delivered roles for each module and how to tag to the user, we will be seeing team. After this, once we complete our functional modules training, again I'm going to take a separate class on the role management, explicitly within the Oracle delivered roles, how we can customize them, how we can provide the security restrictions to the role. With respective to roles, we have to maintain some data restrictions, functionality restrictions like that. That all we are going to talk here too. During that time, we are also going to see the concept of auto provisioning. You can automate the roles team. Like whenever HR hiring the employee, when the user account gets created team, roles can be auto triggered to the employee depending upon the company he is hiring, in the business unit he is hiring or the department he is hiring. You can set up that rule. That is auto provisioning concept. Then assignable means team, whenever HR hiring the employee in the system, during the hiring time or after hiring the employee, from the employee record level, he can go and he can request the role, or even employee can request specific role to his user account. If that role selected with assignable means in the backend, when this role got created, that self-requestable option got enabled team. So these roles are even assignable on the request of employee also in the front end. Now as a HR admin, I'm adding from the user account level. But when employee log into the system in the front end, they even can request that rules. That is about assignable. But again, these concepts we have to talk when we coming to the concept of roles team. When I'm creating a custom role by using the seeded Oracle delivered role, then how this assignable, requestable, or auto provisioning is working, I will tell you. As of now, keep this for future discussion team. It's not required now to understand. As of now, I want everyone you to be clear how the security is working, how the user account to be created in the system, and how the roles we have to add to the user account team. Okay. Now, as a HR admin, I can able to edit it. I can do whatever I want to. And if I want to reset the password for any user, then I can come to reset password here. And I have a couple of options team. Automatically generate the password, manually change the password. What are these things team? If I keep automatic and if I click on reset team, a password link will send to his user email. Then employee can reset the password from there. If I keep manually, as a HR admin, I can manually change the password of the user. New password, confirm password. then save and close, and I can share to my concerned user via email or whatever the communication team. Manually, if you want to change the password as a HR by himself, he can choose manual option and he can change. Now see team, when I am changing a password must be at least 8 characters long and must contain one numeric character. Who given this logic? At least 8 characters and one number. Not only that one team. When I created a user account, password expiration date trigger here. See, today is 27th April. Password expiration date triggered with July 26th. Means what team? Exactly April, May, June, July. 3 months. On 90th day, my password expiration date came. See, 27th April is today. 26th July is 90th day from today. So every 90 days password expiry should happen in the system. Who given this rule? Password should expire every 90 days, or password when I am trying to provide to my user, some password policy is coming up. Who given all these things? Not only that one. When I am creating a new user account, the moment I given first name and last name, automatically combination taken up, first name dot last name. How it is happening? All these user related rules or validation you will be setting up from this user category team default. We have a option available here called user category. From this you are able to do that one. So see here, when you creating a new user account in the system, by default there is something coming up, user category, and there is something called default. In this user category level, we are going to maintain all the validations or rules for the user account creation in the system team. That I will come. But before that, I want to tell you one more thing, team. Manually, how to create the user account, I have shown you. Now you might get a question in the mind. Kumar, for implementation team, okay, we are not employees in the client system. We are not getting hired in the system. Hence, you went to security console and manually created the user account. Okay. For all our implementation team, for our colleagues, everyone, the user accounts will get created in this way. Right? Okay. Manually, you define. Then what about employees in the system? For employees also, HR admin manually, after hiring them in the system, they will come to security console, search the worker, and they will create the user account. It will be big manual work, right? Every day, if your client is a very big organization team, every day the recruiting happens in 50s or hundreds. At the same time, people relieving from the organization also will be of same count. Okay, both exit and income on the same count. It's every day 100 or 150 employees are being hired in the organization. That big company your client is. Do you think HRs manually come and create the user accounts for the users and they will provide the access? It can't be, right? It can't be. Lot of manual work will come into the picture. Then how? How the user accounts for the employees will get created? We have team two ways for creating the security or user accounts team. One is the manual way, which I have shown you. Manual way of user creation by going to security console and you can create team, the user account creation. And one more is team automatic way of user creation. How it happens? Automatic way of user creation. Whenever hiring happening in the system, automatically system will create the user accounts for the employee. How means here for hiring the employee, HR will come to my client groups team. Basically, hiring happens in the Fusion system from this functional area. We have something called my client groups. So my client group, new person, and let's say HR hiring the new employee team. We have something called hire an employee. So every day, whatever the employees they're hiring, they will hire from the system in this way team, hire an employee. So identification, personal information, then employee, salary information, all these things we will capture and you will click on submit. Once the employee got hired in the system, okay, when this hire action taken place, automatically system will take care of the user account creation team. For the employees in the system, you no need to manually create the user account. System will automatically create the user accounts for all the newly hiring employees team. Whenever you hire an employee, in the second tab, employment information tab, you are going to capture the email details. Let's say I'll hire in some of the existing company in this instance team. So I'm hiring some John, okay, something I'm giving the name like this. In the person information tab, we will capture the employee email details here, email details, and we will capture the work email information of the employee, like John at the rate tata.com, whatever his email ID that we will provide. So whenever hiring happened, once the HR completes the hiring transaction, system automatically will create the user account for this new employee, and to his work email, system will send the email notification stating that your Oracle Fusion applications account successfully created. Kindly click on this link to set the password and access the application. That is the seeded behavior by the application team. If at all you are hiring the employees in the system, all the client side employees, the end users, user accounts, we no need to create manually. We in the sense, HR people no need to create manually. System will take care of user account creation. But the implementation users, we are not employees in the client organization team. Means we are not hired in the system. So we won't have any employee record available in the system team. So for our users, we have to go and we have to manually create the users team. During automatic also, during some situations team, system will fail in creating the user accounts. Let's suppose username generation rule set up as something like first name dot last name. But while you hiring the employee, only first name you given, last name you have not given to the employee. Then what system will do? Or let's say username generation rule you kept as email. Means every employee's email will be the user ID. When you hiring an employee, you have not captured the email details and you completed the hiring transaction. Then how system will create the user account, and to which email the system will send the notification? Employee user account will not create it. Due to some manual data discrepancies, when hiring happening, if the data properly not given at the employee level, system will fail in creating the user accounts for those users team, for those workers team. In that case also, HR admins can come to security console and they can manually create the user accounts for them. Like how our implementation team getting user accounts created. For any employee, if they got missed, that system have not created the user accounts due to some data discrepancy, then HR will come to tools, then they will go to user account, okay, and then they will go to users, then click on add user account, and here they will search that workers. Whoever the workers not having user accounts, you can search their data from here team. Already you hired them. The employees data will be there in the system. You can search from here and you can configure the user account manually. In cases where system not generating the user account for that users. Other than workers, just user accounts you want to define, like for our implementation team, keep it none and you can create your user account manually here team. And
Kumar,
also, yes, please.
yeah, small doubt. Yeah, this is the HR's account or the HCM consultant's account, John Anderson, you are sure?
You can call it as either HR admin account or even from our implementation point of view, our super user account, our project managers or some with all access what client has given, anything.
Okay.
Now, some more functionalities I want to show you here, team, with respective to user account. What are those? Let's say we created the user account, kumar.triotech. Okay. We created the user account. So when you click on this, you have an option to reset the password, edit the user account, whatever you want, you can do here too. Even from actions button also, you can perform couple of things. See, When you come to the user account, in the user account search area, you have reset password. From here also you can land upon the reset. So as an admin, you can able to reset the user password from here also team. Then we have other options like delete user. If I click on delete team, permanently the account will be deleted from the system. Means employee no more will have the account. So anything that you want to delete the user account, you can use the functionality of delete. Then you have something called lock account. What is locking of account team? While I'm creating the account also, lock option coming to me. When the account will get locked team, as a thumb rule or as a by default feature in the system, even when we giving you the access team for the application to start practicing, you people also, when you are trying to logging in, if you try login to the system with wrong password more than 3 times, automatically system will identify that it has a data security threat or a spam, and automatically the account will get locked. We don't have any limit to change. Maximum 3 attempts that system will allow to try with the password. More than 3 times, if the user trying with wrong password, then automatically the account will get locked. Okay. Then as a HR admin, you should come to that user account and you have to unlock the accounting. Currently it is unlocked only. That is why lock option comes. Manually, as a HR admin, if you want to lock the account, let's say team, for 15 days, organization suspended the employee due to some miscellaneous, whatever the misbehavior or gross misconduct, some issue happened in the organization, and organization decided that for 15 days or 1 month, we have to suspend this employee. So they suspended employee not coming to the organization for 15 days or 1 month. During this period, we also want to hold the account of that employee. The employee should not access to the portal. Then what HR can do? HR can simply come to the user account, then go to actions. They can manually do this locking account. Now you are locked. Now see team, if I'm trying to log in, let me go to incognito. Okay, Control Shift N. Let's say I will try with our Kumar TrioTech login team now. Let's check it out, whether it is allowing me or not. Click on confirm. Kumar.TrioTech. Same user and same password is there. Now let me sign in. What it is showing? Authentication failed. I cannot log in because my account got locked in the system. Now I will unlock. Now after that period completed, HR want to unlock the account. Then they can come here and they can unlock the account. Now see, locked, no. Now I will try with the same user credentials, Kumar.TrioTech, sign in. Now I could able to log in. See, system allowing me to log in with my credentials. So that is something locking and unlocking team. Manually, if HR want to lock, he can come here. But by default, more than 3 attempts, if I give with wrong password, automatically account will get locked team. That is locking and unlocking team. Then status of that user account. By default, whenever user account is created, status will come with active. Whenever employee submitted the resignation in the system, means he is submitting the resignation and he is moving out of the organization. With effective to his last working date, the resignation date, the user account automatically will become inactive. That is also standard behavior team. Means after the last working date, employee should not have access to the portal. So status will automatically update to inactive whenever employee submitted the termination team. In the cases of employee I'm talking about. Okay, status will become inactive. And then team, we have couple of options. Compare user, copy user, like that. What is compare user team? See, as a manager or as a HR admin, I want to compare 2 people. Like I have Kumar TrioTech and I have one more employee in the system. Let's say there is an employee, there is something called Curtis Fierty. Because it's a demo instance, data will be there. There is Curtis Fierty. Now I want to compare the access that what Kumar is having and this Curtis is having. Then you can come to the user account team you can go to compare users. So this is Curtis Fiat, first user. You want to compare Curtis with whom? With Kumar. Then search with Kumar here. Kumar.TrioTech. Select it, click on OK. Now click on compare team. So depending upon the roles both the users assigned with, whatever the functionalities that both users having access, you can see the results here team. See, artifact scheme. These all are the different screens or the functionalities in the system. So for these screens, Curtis Fiat having the access, but our Kumar is not having access to them. For some of them, you can see both having the access, means Curtis and Kumar both having access to these areas. Then some of them, if you notice team, Kumar will have, Curtis will not have. Some things, if anything is like that, nothing is there. I think Curtis is having assigned with all the roles what Kumar is having team. More than what Kumar is having, I think Curtis is having. That is the reason everything you can see like this coming green color. But some access you can see Kumar is not having. That you can see it as no. This is yes. So you can compare two users also team. If you want to export to Excel, these results even you can export to Excel also. So any two users in the system you want to compare, you can do like this. Okay. In your Flipkart or Amazon, when you're purchasing a product team, you have the option to compare the products, right? You can see beside both the products. Similarly, in the user accounts also, you can compare two users team. And we have one more functionality available here called copy user. What is that? I have one user called Curtis Fiat team. So for this user, I have these all roles assigned. See, these many roles are there to this user. I want to create one more user with all the roles what Curtis is having. Then why should I go to add user account, create that user one by one, the 10, 20 roles? Why should I add? Simply, I can refer the user for whom I want to copy the roles. From Curtis Fiat account, I want to copy the roles. Come to that user, search that user, go to action, then click on copy user. Now see team, all the roles from that user will be copied here. See, all the roles from Curtis account I got copied. Then simply I can complete no here something I will give test TrioTech. Okay, so new user I'm creating with all the roles what my employee Curtis is having. So I will give the password tested rate 123 or something I am giving. Then I will click on save and close. Now see team, whatever the roles Curtis is having, based upon the same roles, I created one more user, test.TrioTech. Okay, see, so like that you can make use of the functionality of copy user team. So these are the things what from the point of user account, an admin or a HR person can able to perform to the employees in the system team. And you can search here your user accounts with several filters. Either you can search with username, or if you know the email of the employee, you can search, or last name, first name, anything you can filter and you can search your user account here team. That is about user account creation. And which I told automatic waiting. When we come to our core HR module, once all the setups are completed, once we perform hiring in the system, we will be seeing that one team. When we hiring the employee for the employee records, how system automatically creating the user account and how it is sending the user creation notification email to the user, that we can see later. That is a serious behavior in the system team. So manual way how to create, we have seen. Automatic concept, how we have in the system, we understood team. But role concept, as of now, I explained you how the concept of roles working in the system. And I'm telling you, for each module, Oracle standardly delivers, okay, the seeded roles in the system, I'm telling. But within that roles team, we have to discuss types of roles. What is a job role? What is a data role? Abstract role or duty roles? Because in every implementation team, you have to create your own custom roles in the system, because your customer will ask you for the data restriction. For example, just 2 minutes I will check team. Now I'm logging in as an employee team in the system. As Kumar TrioTech, I log in. I'm going to my client groups. In Fusion system, a HR when login into the system team, there will be something called under my client group person management, where HR can access to all the worker records in the system. Now see, I'm coming to my client group person management team. Okay, I'm trying to search the employees data in the system. So I'm searching with John. Now see team, when I click on search, all the employees in the system with the name of John, I could able to see. I could able to see the employees in the location of London, Vancouver, or Reston, or in Los Angeles, or New York, or Chicago. All the employees data I could able to see. Why it's so? Let's suppose my client having two companies team. One is let's say TCS India Private Limited, and one is Tata Motors Private Limited. Let's assume two companies our client is having. So here my client have a HR name called Mr. Kumar, who is the HR of TCS. And in Tata Motors, there is an employee called Mr. Ramesh is there, who is the HR of Tata Motors. So when Kumar login into the system and go to person management and searching for the employees data, Kumar should able to access only the employees of TCS. Kumar should not get access to Tata Motors employees team. Same goes with Ramesh also. When Ramesh login into the system and go to person management, searching for the employees, Ramesh should get access only to his employees data. Tata Motors employees data only he should get access, not the employees of TCS. Then how it can be achieved team? This we will call it as a data restriction. Means when a user login into the system, to what set of data he can get access to, we can maintain that data security restrictions in the system team. So that all concepts we are going to understand in the session of role management team. So when we talking about role management, I'm going to show you how to create custom roles, how to assign the data restrictions to that roles, and by adding that role to the user, what data access he is getting. That all we will see in the role management team. But by this point of time, I'm in the impression that every one of you understood what is the concept of security in the system, how the user accounts gets created, and how the concept of roles working in the system team. So any questions in today's topic team? In tomorrow's session, I will take more half an hour to complete the topic of user account team. Why? Because when I'm creating a user account, there is something called user category coming, and first name, last name, when I pass, username coming up automatically with first name dot last name. Or let's say team, I will create one more user with the same name, Kumar as first name and TrioTech as second name. Now see team, what is the username taken up? Kumar.a.triotech. Why? Already there is a user in the system with the combination of Kumar.triotech. Second worker also having same first name and last name. Then system inserted some alphabet here. Why it is happening? Who told that system this format should taken up? So this all will comes from user category team. Even the password policy or password expiration, every 90 days password should expire. That everything coming from this user category team. So I will take this user category in tomorrow's session. And let's see, post this topic, we can see some more functionalities in the system team. So any questions as such in today's topic, online people? There is a question from Nauman, I answered Raghu. When the person is hired but not joined in the organization,